So I had a crazy idea. A crazy idea. Um, here's my crazy idea. What if I actually, I don't know, posted things on my TMI channel? I don't know. I had the idea that maybe what if I could do like sort of a behind the recording, behind the video behind the video. It's not really that interesting. No, I thought what if I just kind of like got on here while I'm already recording videos for the main channel and just hop on here and give some additional thoughts or just some freeform thinkings about the video that could correspond with it and put it up on the TMI channel. And you know it's a TMI video because I'm rambling. I don't script these out like at all. I also don't bother to turn the AC off because it's hot in here. So I just recorded the Artemis video about what's a second Artemis video. Like a lot of times I'll do a video that just goes way too long or it's just way too much to cover in just one video. And next thing you know, it becomes a series of videos. And that's kind of what's happened here. So there's 3 videos in this series. There's the Artemis 1, not the Artemis 1 video. There's the first Artemis video about kind of the uncrewed missions, some of which have already taken place. Sort of the setting up to the human missions. And so that came out about a month ago or so. So this second one that I just recorded is about the human missions. It's about, actually landing on the moon again. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it'll do a little bit better than the first one because who cares about robots, right? And there will be a third one that kind of examines what happens next. Like now that we've landed on the moon and we've kind of set up the infrastructure around going to the moon, which is kind of the whole point of Artemis. Then what? What happens then? So that's the third one. That one has not been done yet. Now, something I've always been kind of terrible about on my channel, I say terrible. I've never really paid much attention to it. I haven't really tried. So I don't know if that makes me terrible or just bad at what I do. But I've never really worked very hard to make things timely or make videos that correspond with stuff that's going on. I'm trying to change that now. Those paying attention, I did a video on monkeypox. I did a video on Ukraine. Those were, very much like that stuff everybody's talking about. So how about I do a video about it? That really wasn't what I was going for with the Artemis one. I first, like I said, it was supposed to be just one video, maybe back in like May or June. And then I was like, oh, this is a whole thing. This is going to be a lot more than just one video. So it just kind of wound up happening at around the same time that we're, coming up on the Artemis 1 launch. And I have to say, I really am suddenly like all of a sudden surrounded by Artemis stuff. I wasn't paying a lot of attention to Artemis outside of just my regular interest in space stuff. Until, I was doing this video and working on it. And then it just so happened that while I was working on it, they scheduled a launch date for August 29th. Now, there have been a lot of launch dates along the way that have been pushed and delayed and stuff. Very likely this could happen again. But, they're kind of... They're looking pretty serious about August 29th. So right about the same time that I'm researching and writing and recording this video on Artemis, there's like all this stuff going on around Artemis right now. NASA just had like two live streams in a row. I'm recording this on the 5th. Yeah. So when you're seeing this is hello future people. How you doing? I hope the world's still around. But no, like yesterday they did a live stream kind of doing an announcement and showing some video and stuff. The day before that, Bill Nelson did a big presentation. So like there's a lot of Artemis stuff happening like right now as I'm working on this. And that excites me. Like the more I look into it, the more I'm like, this is actually really cool. I feel like all we've heard this whole time is just like hating on the SLS, and all the different like pieces of the whole thing. I think it's interesting because at a time when private spaceflight is really kind of coming into its own, we still have Artemis and NASA working on that old model. The old model of having what is it, 3,200 contractors and vendors working on this, spread out amongst all 50 states, so that, you know, every senator and congressperson would vote on it to fund it. Like, that's how they've always had to do things. That's just the way government funding works, you know. But it's really starting to like look like an antiquated system, and we'll see if this continues, because it's like an antiquated system, and because everybody's so hyped up about things that are going on with SpaceX and whatnot. Like, the Artemis program has really gotten more hate than it probably should have been getting, too much, more than it deserves. What NASA is the best at what they do. They just are. And I'm just really excited. Like, I caught myself in the video over and over again saying it's the first this and it's the first that. And I've heard NASA doing that, and it is a little kind of like, oh, come on, you know. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of us are just kind of like whatever with Artemis because we've already been to the moon before. But a lot of what they're doing is the first time anybody's ever done it, you know. And a lot of it is like, we haven't done this in 50 years. You know, it's the first time a human-rated spacecraft has been outside of low Earth orbit in 50 years. The Artemis 1 mission will travel further past the moon than any human-rated spacecraft has ever flown. The furthest away from the Earth any human-rated spacecraft has ever flown. It's just all really cool. While some people debate the necessity of the Gateway project and whether it even makes sense to go to the Mars through the moon kind of thing, I don't know. To me, it's some pale shadow of that crazy post-Apollo vision that the Space Task Force had for what NASA could be. We're not remotely what they had in mind yet, but it's a hint of it. There's a little bit of it there. I was also surprised in my research, this is in the video, but I was surprised to find out that China and Russia have partnered together on a future moon base. China is actually hoping to land on the moon by 2030. And they're partnering up with Russia to help build what they call it, the International Lunar Research Station or something like that. We might be entering a new space race. I mean, I know we're already kind of in a space race, but a new like international superpower space race. I make the argument in the video that it might turn out that Artemis gets fueled by the same thing that fueled Apollo, that whole pissing contest between nations. I really think that maybe China is looking at this as a way to kind of be like, you know, sure, America was able to do great things back in the 60s, but I mean, not anymore. So, you know, we're the ascendant power. We're going to go up and claim the moon. We're going to show our technological superiority and stuff. They're ready to jump on that opportunity pretty much any way that they can. And that's the very thing that makes the government be like, okay, let's give some money to NASA again. I am all for this pissing contest, and I am all for putting more money to NASA and letting them just go for it. You could blame that on me watching For All Mankind lately and being like, man, why aren't we there? Why aren't we doing that? But that's just me. One thing I'm a little disappointed about is that I really wanted to actually be able to talk about who the people are that are going to be the astronauts on these missions. They have a crew of, well, they have a team of 18 Artemis astronauts. It's very diverse. It's literally half men, half women. And I think that's awesome. But I really wanted to see like who was going to be the ones that were scheduled to do what. And they don't have those assigned yet, or at least I haven't made them public. I was really looking for it, but I couldn't find it. So that was a little bit disappointing. I don't know if I will be able to attend the Artemis 1 launch. I'm kind of looking into it a little bit. But I know I wanna see those solid rocket boosters do their thing, man. I never got to see a shuttle launch, and now that I've seen the Falcon Heavy launch, that's really the only launch I've ever been to. But I would love to see SLS go up. But anyway, I'm planning on putting this video out at the same time that I put out the other one. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I would love to hear your thoughts. Maybe share them here, because I don't get to see all the comments on the big channel anymore. But But yeah, I guess that's it for now. And thanks, you guys. I promise I'm not dead. For y'all who have subscribed on this channel and been so patient with me for never posting anything, thank you for being here. You're appreciated very much. And I hope you're having a good day. And I will leave you with that. Take care.